I like to shed light on older rappers, but even a Beatnut specifically, because I think we talked about it before about how they didn't get paid for Jenny from the Block.
Yep.
For that beat, and there's also, I just feel like the legends in this, they deserve some longevity. So it's like, and I watched this from like a old Eminem video, right, where Eminem was talking about how he likes to wear shirts of rappers that might not be as known or might not have reached like the stardom that he's reached. So that way, when you see him wearing a T-shirt, it might make at least one person say, "Hey, let me look them up."
Yeah, I fuck with that actually. I fuck with. That's the same reason I'm all for wearing like people with independent labels. Mm-hmm. Like if you start, and anyone who's a fan of ours, if you have your own clothing brand, and it looks like some shit, like be honest. Like I said, I'm gonna look at the way I look.
Right.
And if you think that the shit could fit and it would look, please, man, I got no problem. I love bigging up other people, especially if I have the platform to do so.
Yeah. I would definitely. If y'all got a brand out there, whether it be shirts, it might be hats, beanies. Shit. If you got your own line of do-rags, send that through. We definitely rock that and spread the word on it. But what's up, y'all? I'd like to thank y'all for tuning in to another episode of the We Want More podcast. I'm your host, Anthony Moore.
I'm Maxwell.
Sadly, we missing two of our members.
Yeah, one of them's enjoying a nice ice cream walk in the park.
Yeah, Pepsi, he taking a walk, and Asante, he's on vacation in San Francisco.
Yeah, man, he's trying to solve the homeless crisis.
Yeah.
Figured, you know what I'm saying? That's the kind of in-depth reporting we do. We don't just talk about it, we be about it here.
I mean, I guess that do make sense because he do work in tech. So it's like, if you're going to be in San Francisco, you either got to be homeless or work on the computer.
Y'all be so fucking tight if he's like just texts us and he's like, "Yo, man, got the CEO gig, not coming back." I'll be happy for him, of course, but like, I can see that happening. Like, yeah, man, stumbled into a 6-figure job. Like, yeah, I'll holla at y'all.
But what we on? We on episode 45. Yeah, we on episode 45. Please be sure to like, subscribe, follow on whatever platform you're listening to this on, whether it be Apple, Spotify, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, all that good stuff. If you're watching this on YouTube, please subscribe to that. If you on Apple or Spotify, give us a review and give us 5 stars, man. Please help us with those ratings. And yeah, that's it. How you feeling?
I'm good, yo. It's fucking hot, dude. I can't take the heat.
Bro,
this shit makes me a different type of person, bro. I can't take it.
Bro, this heat is ridiculous. That's why, and then you hear people say, man, yo, New York in the summertime is the best. Bro, this shit is so uncomfortable.
Bro, it's gross.
It's disgusting. I needed a shower as soon as I stepped outside. It was just like I was just going in circles.
Yo, and that's how I was telling you beforehand. Like, bro, normally I'm an out and about kind of person. Like, hugging kids to family in the morning and I'm out. Right. Like, I'm running around. The heat has dead ass kept me inside and it's made me fucking miserable. Like, I was watching the Tubi movie that we picked for this week. I was watching that shit while remodeling my living room because I needed something to do while I was inside, bro. Yeah, I can't. But also, it's hard to breathe outside.
When it's nice out, I like just going on long walks. Like me and Pepsi, we'll just go on like a good half-hour walk, or stop at the dog park in between. We couldn't even do nothing. It's just literally in and out, and even like waiting for the train. Bro, like that New York, I mean, you know how it is being in New York. That
sticky ass fucking heat, bro.
Yeah, with you 2 platforms below waiting for a train. And, bro, I'm on stage and I'm like, damn, they don't even know I need an extra pair of drawers on right now. Like, it's like to go outside in New York, you got to have an extra shirt and an extra pair of underwear.
Yo, that's why I actually keep my book on. I know we were just talking about it, but like, yeah, I definitely always have a JanSport. And one of the things I always have on me is like just a change. A t-shirt, like drawers, sometimes socks. I had a bad incident, bro, during the New York summer heat where I stunk and I got on the bus and this lady was like not in any way kind about it. And I was like, damn, bro, I gotta get off and walk. And I walked my ass from 5th Ave to the West Side, dogs. I was sick. I was like, damn, I don't want to be the smelly guy on the bus. That's the worst.
Yeah, that's why you gotta have that man pine on you. Man. But no, but I've been all right, man. Show's been going good. Shows is starting to come back together. It's been a little slow this year. I ain't gonna lie.
It's been up and down. I wouldn't say slow, but it's been up and down because when it's picked up, bro, I haven't been able to get contact with you. But when it was slow, it was crawling for a minute. Which now you everywhere though, because once we started checking out the Jersey spots, and now you all over the city, like you kind of.
I guess
busy.
Shit, and I guess I'm sure you listen to Can I Live, where he says, yo, this game is full of valleys and peaks.
Yeah, ups and downs all the time.
And that's really how it is. So last year, my goal was, every year I try to make a goal to perform as much as I can. So last year, I think I might have performed about close to 350 times.
Funny enough, there's an episode where there was a period where we were keeping time in the build up, and then when you cleared it, we just stopped counting.
Right, yeah, because it was too much to keep up with. Like I just was like getting damn near delusional. Like it's just mental fatigue.
Yeah, you were burning yourself out, I'll give you that, but you was out there though.
Yeah, you know? So my goal this year was to try to surpass that. And it wasn't like
if you thought I did the most last year, let me show you. We just talking about fatigue and fucking exhaustion shit, and you're like, yes, my goal was to double that.
Yeah, this lifestyle is so unhealthy.
It really is. Y'all be chasing the dragon. The shit is nuts.
Yeah, so I was trying to clear that, but the first few months things have been slow. Whereas one of the clubs that I was working with is about to close. It's looking like they're about to shut down. Club in Brooklyn, and I was there. They was giving me spots damn near every day. So that was one of the main. But that's why you can't put all your eggs in one basket.
I will say this though, the Tri-County comedy community, like from an outsider, like I will say that y'all really do be lock in step, because the weirdest people were bringing that up when we was out, and they brought it up. So I just started laughing. I was like, damn, how many of you guys are affected by this? Like
it affects us in different ways, because for certain comedians, it affects them in a way where it was like, damn, I just started to hang here. So it's like they really not losing much.
Yeah.
Whereas me, I was the closer on most of the shows there. Like the only person that was they put out a list, right? They put out a list, not this past year, but the last year, of the comedians that performed the most at that club. And that club is owned by a guy that actually he performs himself. The only person that performed there more than me was the actual guy that owns it.
Was the owner?
Yeah, so it was like, I need that bread. So to have to lose, but it forced me to go to other spots. And it's kind of like the same thing happened when I got passed at the Cellar initially. When I first started working the Cellar, I went through a good few years where they stopped booking me. And I really don't, certain people that like close to me know about this, but I haven't really ever talked about that publicly. And the reason I don't think, have I even told you about it? About why I stopped working there?
The first time?
Yeah.
Yeah, we spoke about it, but like you've never said it.
Oh, yeah, no. Honestly, it was a lot of different factors. I got passed at the Cellar, so and I mentioned the Comedy Cellar on here before. So it was arguably, the best comedy club in the world.
It's the mecca of stand-up. Yeah, I will say that. It is the mecca of stand-up, and though there are people trying to build something different right now and draw away from it, home is home, and you can tell. You can ask any comedian across the country, across the world, if you come to America, you want to do stand-up in New York, and in New York, you want to do the Comedy Cellar.
Yeah, so for me working there, I got passed so young. Even now, I'm 31, and usually on shows, I'm the youngest comedian. So imagine me working there when I was 24. And when I first got passed there, 2017, this was like around when like that class of Daily Show correspondents be like before they came who they are now. So it would be like me on the show with like Ronnie Chang, Michelle Wolf, Roy Wood. This was I remember right before Hassan, before he did his White House correspondent dinner, and then you just had me in the mix.
Nah, man, that's good though, bro. That's dope energy. I seen the pictures of you and a couple people that I was like, wow, these guys really took the fuck. Like y'all all, it was cool, man. But
it was cool, but it was like I had to learn so fast.
But that's good though. I don't know. I'm somebody who learns trial by fire. Like I need to be in this situation in order for me to like properly learn something. So I like that kind of situation, but I can see it being completely overwhelming.
Yeah, but then I went through a good while because I was just inconsistent. I would have moments where I would have times where I would kill, but then there would be shows where I'm barely surviving. Like I'm just getting by, and there you can't just survive because it's another killer waiting to take
your spot, like foaming at the mouth to take your spot, which is mad funny because that's the other thing too. Like I don't know, maybe people have this preconceived notion of what like comedians are like, but y'all are definitely, because I know as a fan, like before I started getting the behind closed door access, I definitely pictured like personalities being a little bit different. But the fact is like, yo, there is motherfuckers waiting for you to fuck up.
I mean, I ain't letting nobody take my spot.
Exactly. Yeah, this is your corner. Listen, I'm a stand on this turf kind of person. I agree with you.
A few weeks ago, I'm performing on the show, and it was somebody that was auditioning to get passed at the club. Like he was going on after me,
Yeah, best of luck, buddy. Which is foul.
I was like, oh, you gonna have to work.
Yeah, but don't get me wrong though. Somebody who's going up there to take their first shot at something, like to follow you, it sucks, dude. Nah. I wouldn't want to follow somebody who bombs horribly, so I could do moderately better.
Oh, also at that time too, I really wasn't even getting on stage, so that was a bad part about it too, where it was like I was getting on stage maybe once or twice a week. And that would just be at the Comedy Cellar. Yeah. So which is like, it was terrible because, you got to kind of treat it just like a sport, right? Where it's like, you got to get in the gym. Yeah, and if you're not working that muscle, if you're not putting in that work, it'll definitely show. So it's just like, imagine you an athlete and you're not going to practice, you're not putting any shots up at shoot around, but you just show up to play the Lakers. That shit, you going to feel it. So that's what was happening to me. So fast forward to now, after the pandemic, I done went through performing outside. I done went through the park shows, the Zoom shows, and just performing under all these different conditions, the colleges in the Midwest, to where now I'm just like I'm in a really great space. I'm in a really great space, and I'm not scared anymore of the pressure of failing, because it's like, all right, if I do lose this, I know how to figure it out again. Yeah, I'm in a really good space with comedy.
That's dope.
Yeah, but now what's been going on this week? So Joe, we briefly talked about the debate this week, but just a little update after that. Joe said, he basically admitted defeat. Like the Democrats, they admitted that it was a bad showing and that Trump got the best of him. But Joe said he just needs more sleep and he won't schedule any events after 8.
Which is the funniest old person thing to say in the world. Like, 8 p.m. Are you fucking bugging? That's mad late.
No, but not even just that. It's like, nigga, you can't stop running the country. You don't get to decide these hours. This is a full-time job. It made me think of, you remember that year when Olympus Has Fallen and White House Down came out, like back to back?
Yeah, those are both great movies.
Both great movies, but I'm like, damn, y'all just letting niggas know we sweet out here.
Yo, there was nothing that proved that we was more sweet than January 6th. We became food in other countries, bro. That's why I was like, fuck.
No, but that's what I'm saying. So it's like, Joe just letting people know, like, yo, if you want to get some shit off against us, do it at bedtime.
It is kind of funny, though, because, like, I do agree, yeah, you're right, it's a 24/7 gig. But there's a part of me that goes, I'm the fucking president. If I don't want to talk about the goddamn sheets going up on the windows of the White House or, like, some decorating committee after 8 p.m., that's fine. Don't get me wrong. If, like, there's a war council at like 8:30. I'll probably attend. Don't get me. I'm not gonna rule that the fuck out. But the idea of just man. 8 p.m. bro. That's a good time.
No, so if this the case, he got to schedule the next debate at 1. Get a nice early afternoon debate on to see if he a little different.
What kind of fucks me up is what's been going on the rest of this week has been just like him attempting to, or maybe it's the party, whoever it is, trying to make up for it. So they keep putting him in more situations where, like, he's speaking and he's supposed to, and bro, it has been fucking them left and right.
By the way, I'm proud to be, as I said, the first vice president, first black woman, served with a black president. I'm proud to the first.
Joe don't even know where he at, man.
Yo, it's wild. It's wild. If you get a chance, if anyone out there is into books and everything, Nuclear War by Annie Jacobs, they tell you that anything goes wrong, he has like 6 to 8 seconds that a decision has to be made within like a certain time frame. Like, that's the actual window. Bro, you don't know where you are on a Tuesday afternoon. That's fucking terrifying.
Once we saw he can't even ride a bike. Like, I feel like it's just a certain...
riding a bike's kind of difficult sometimes, though.
No, it's certain things you should be able to do. Being able to walk off stage without somebody holding your hand.
I like that he keeps scaring people by shaking hands with invisible people.
Yeah.
I love that shit because I'm like, yo, he sees ghosts. And all y'all acting like it's not a thing.
He about to join them. And and that's the problem. That's the problem. He talking about, I need to get more sleep. It's like, Joe, you don't have that many more sleeps left in you.
You about to take the long nap.
Yeah. You got to relax, man. So, yeah, man, hopefully they do replace him. Hopefully, man, they get Joe out of here. Let me see. I do want to talk about a few things in music, but before that, I want to talk about this real quick. So the BET Awards was this past week, right? And did you watch the awards?
I watched parts of it. I didn't know it was still a thing. Like, once again, and also I don't watch award shows. There's nothing. There's no award. I don't even watch the ESPYs. Like, I don't watch award shows. It's just not my thing. But I did see clips.
Okay, so I was out and I was trying to, I was just following along with the timeline.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things I did see that it was mixed reception with Taraji P Henson hosting, which, I love Taraji.
Same.
You know what I'm saying? I love Taraji. It's been some mixed reception because there was some mishap with Keith Lee, right?
That I did see. I did see that whole interaction.
So they said what happened was it was a situation where Taraji, she was just improvising after the commercial break, and she was handing out roses to people.
Mm-hmm. She went and presented it to some dude who was sitting 2 seats down, and she was like, Keith Lee, and then the dude pointed, and Keith Lee was just like, yo. Like, he put his hand up like, yo, like, yeah. That whole thing goes on, but there's more to deep dive. But go ahead, tell me what you think from me, because I only heard his perspective of it.
So Keith Lee recorded a video, which is like, and people were saying like, oh yeah, Keith Lee will fuck you up, he a UFC fighter. It's like, the shit still was sassy. Him recording a video of a rose and then dropping it on the ground.
I don't know, it's kind of hard, bro. I don't see that as sassy. I kind of see that as like poetic.
I guess for me, the way I look at it,
I'm an emotionally deep person. I fuck with that. I thought that was great symbolism.
The way I look at it is like, Taraji is in her 50s.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not expecting her to know a nigga that eats ribs on TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
So that right there, where it's like, all right, Keith, you are known to a popular,
a niche younger culture.
Yeah. Like, you do have a big fan base, but at the same time, no matter how famous you are, there's always somebody out there that doesn't know you. And for me, like, that's kind of been like my introduction to New York, where I've been around plenty of famous people and people don't know how big they are in many cases. I even joke about it now. When I perform at shows, plenty of white people have seen Tires. Black people not watching that.
Nope.
Like I know people. My family probably ain't even watch it other than my mom. And that was the #1 show. Or even like, I remember one time I'm on stage. Well, no, I was watching the show at the Cellar, and Kevin Hart was on stage, right? And the way the hallway is real small. Mm-hmm. So it's like, from the steps, the crowd can't really see who's in the hallway. So I'm on the steps sitting next to Louis C.K. And this older lady walks down the steps, goes to the bathroom, because to get to the bathroom, you gotta walk through the showroom. Yeah. So then she comes back out, and she asks me and Louis, she was like, is that Chris Rock on stage?
Racism.
Just so serious. So serious, so genuine. And
that Eddie Murphy's funny.
And we just laughed. But it was funny, like, once she didn't know Kev, but then she also didn't even realize this is Louis.
Yeah.
So it's like, no matter how big you get,
he didn't pull his dick out. So she was like, oh, Louis C.K. Now that he mad.
I know that dick. Yeah, there's always somebody out there that don't know you. Yeah.
But then I seen the whole thing where he put out like the you call it sassy. I think it's poetic justice. You know what I'm saying? He fought his claim. But then, bro, people just started going, I guess because they had made that clip was misinterpreted, because he said that that's not the way that he meant it. Now, once again, hindsight, so he could have just, for the moment. But he actually went out of his way to like explain everything, which I respect, because he was like, yo, let me come forward. He goes, 1, they moved our seats. 2, I'm sitting with my wife, and like, y'all kind of just fast forward. She's in the wrong seat. He goes, so we get that the skit is her hitting on me. So he's like, that my wife is not uncomfortable with it. She's just mad at the fact that like, you moved us in late, you put us in the wrong seat, and now this is happening. It's a complete fuck up, and like, it's not gelling smoothly.
No, but my wife, she gotta let Taraji flirt in front of me.
Same.
Yeah, I mean,
same.
In front of her, yeah.
I would be hitting her hand like, look. She's talking about me, bro. And my wife would get it, because if some dude came over and like Jason Momoa starts, I start rapping to my wife, in that moment, I'm gonna be hyped for her. Now afterwards, it's gonna be a problem. It's gonna be words all across the board.
Yeah.
But before then, no, in that moment, I'm gonna be supportive as fuck.
Right, it's Taraji.
Yeah.
Like,
for me, that's like Regina Hall. Regina Hall says I'm a melt, and my wife's gonna have to deal with that shit.
Yeah, Regina Hall. I got a soft spot for Alicia Silverstone.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But we could take it to music. There's been a lot going on this week, man. Kendrick, he finally dropped the Night Like Us video. Did you watch it?
Yeah, bro, I watched it, but it also came out like so. All right, there's mad conspiracies on this shit. Like you know how the internet it just is. They were like that he dropped it. He did Drake and he dropped the first one on a holiday.
Yeah, he dropped
and then
the
dropped
first
the
one.
video on July 4th. Like that was supposed to be a take that. Like he fucked him over in 2 countries type shit.
I think that's just
Yeah.
it's just the internet. Like people are treating Kendrick music kind of like a Jordan Peele movie now, where it's like
There's always secret meaning.
Yeah, where it's like no, just enjoy it. Kendrick is probably logging into Twitter like, damn, I didn't even know I meant that.
That's what I'm saying. At one point, is he sitting here and he goes, huh. Like, fucking A. I didn't even think about it. Now, what kind of like generally irks me about, one, I told you, like, hey, man.
I know you feel like it's played out.
Bro, I hate the song at this point.
But
and it's played out to the point that, like I said, the instrumental is being chopped up and used in 20 different ways. But here's the thing. After all the damage that was done with that, for you to then feel the need to drop this video and it be as impactful as it is, all I keep thinking of is you ever seen the episode of The Simpsons, or at least like the meme where he's like, stop kicking him, he's dead already. That's all I felt. I'm like, yo, bro, you won. He's dressing up and getting on fucking dance tracks now. Like, bro, you won. You don't have to keep doubling down.
No, I like this. I like that Kendrick is not taking his foot off his neck because one. All right, so you don't like it because you feel like people are just overplaying it, right?
I just feel like it is getting
or like it's being exploited.
I think the song is being exploited, and that's the part that I don't like.
Okay, so
that's what my real beef is, because like I said, on the airwaves, it's the king of music. He just took out a main person from the throne. Yes, play that anthem.
And the song just slaps.
It's a great song. The beat is awesome. The video is fantastic. Like, you know what I'm saying? You can really, but there's a point when you're like, the news, the weather,
and that's
the fucking graduations in Taiwan. Like there's just so many places. The fact that it's being chopped up and used in like commercials, like just the beat.
That's what I wanted to like really talk about. Where with the song, I feel you about like how it's kind of being over. It's people that are from the outside trying to like join in on like an inside joke. That's what it feels. It's giving that feel.
This is vulture culture.
Yeah,
this is the actual action of it.
But because people have been saying Kendrick is milking this, right? Which is like, one, as an artist, how can you milk the success of your own song? And it's like, I don't feel like he's milking it. I feel like he hasn't said anything the whole time. Outside of like this whole beef, the only time we really seen him appear was at his concert. It's like when he's been putting out the songs, he's just been dropping the songs. He hasn't been posting any memes on his story or like taunting anybody.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, he's been letting the music do the music. Yeah, you're right.
It's kind of like how, you know how over the past year and a half, ever since the whole Oscar situation, people keep saying, like, you might see a story, right? And it says, sources says Chris Rock said this. Sources said Chris Rock feels this way. Whereas like, when you really think about it, we only heard Chris Rock say something about the slap one time.
Yep.
And that was in his Netflix special, and that was it. Because even I remember it was times where he would perform. Damn, I keep dropping
inside baseball and name dropping. That's what this episode is. All right. You getting a lot of behind the scenes takes. You're gonna learn about some shit that might ruin some shit for your heroes for you. But you know what? This is what it is.
No, but it was times like when Chris would go up at the cellar and he would say it all the time, like, yo, like he would start sometimes saying like, look, I know what y'all want to hear, but I'm not talking about that peanut gallery shit. Like, because to him, it just felt like it was just childish, and that whole situation was beneath him. So, but people were saying, oh, he was milking it and he keeps talking about it. And it's like, no, it's the internet doing the talking for him. He hasn't said anything about it at all. So I feel like that's kind of like the same thing that's kind of happened to Kendrick in this situation.
Well, see, that's all right. See, that's what's interesting about this, right? So with that comparison, I'll give it to you, but they're in two different standpoints. Mm-hmm. Where Kendrick is the aggressor. It will put it like this: he was in the battle and he swung harder. He's the winner. So we're gonna say that he won the fight, opposed to the Will Smith. I call him Mr. Rock because I'm obviously not friends with him like you are. So Mr. Rock. Will Smith, who I also don't know, and Mr. Rock had their altercation. He was on the receiving blow of it. So like the idea that you would go around talking about that is, in my mind, and once again, this is personal perspective. Mm-hmm. That would seem like a detriment to myself. I'm walking around talking about how the next man put his hands on me on national television. Like, That to me doesn't seem like something worth bragging about. Yeah. Opposed to the Kendrick thing where it's like, dude, this has gotten so big as far as just like waves are concerned, as far as like, because you know what I'm saying, like we grew up during great music battle time, like we grew up during the battle era, where if you got getting knocked in a battle would set your trajectory and completely ruin you. Right. And there hasn't been a lane for that kind of battle in very long because of how diverse a lot of people, especially Drake, is musically.
And it's funny because this past week it was like that Michael Rubin all white party.
Which was also funny because I got questions about that.
But no, we talk about that later.
Yeah, I got questions about the Michael Rubin all white party.
But Drake was there, and I know niggas got that alert that Kendrick just dropped, and I know everybody went to their separate corner.
Oh shit! I didn't even realize it. Wow, it was the 4th of July party, and he dropped on the. Yo, that sucks.
Because when I was actually about to go on stage when it dropped, and I'm looking at my group chat talk about it. And I'm like, damn, I want to listen to this shit so bad right now. And I know that had to be awkward when that happened, man. But yeah, no, I'm loving this. I'm loving this song. Shit, I'm loving the snippet. I hope Kendrick does actually drop the snippet that he put out at the beginning of it. As you know how he does with music. Sometimes he just holds on to it. But which I kind of get as an artist because I'll be the same way with my stand-up. I might have something. I'm like, nah, man, I might just want to keep this for myself. Since we talking about diss tracks, like where does this rank on your list of diss tracks all time? I think this might be number 1, honestly.
No way.
I'm just as far as
no way.
It's definitely top 3.
That's a fucking crazy statement.
It's top 3 for me,
bro. You came out of the Hove Nas era. You came out of the fucking Beanie Kiss era.
No, so that's
you came out of the fucking Bleak versus the World era.
Beans and Jadakiss is my number 1 beef all time.
Like you came out of great battles. Yeah. Like, bro, this isn't qualifying.
Beans and Kiss is my favorite all time. I say as far as like most impactful diss track for Kendrick, I never thought somebody could make Drake look this way.
Once again, now here comes my counter argument to you saying, while I do agree that the track is concise, the delivery was awesome, the video is hilarious, it does have its but like, does anything that he orchestrated himself, that he put his hands on and put out, has done exactly what it's supposed to do.
Right.
But the fuel that's behind this shit, bro. All right, let's have an honest conversation.
Yeah.
How many politics have regurgitated battle raps in their talking points?
Right. Yeah. And that's
okay.
Yeah.
And that's my point. So for Kamala Harris to be quoting "They Not Like Us." When in all actuality, like, if I wonder if they've actually heard the song, knowing that he's calling this man a pedophile, like knowing that he's like going in like this, or if they're just going with a catchy tune.
I get what you're saying, and it is funny watching these like politicians talk about "They Not Like Us," where it's like, yo, some of these lyrics apply to your cabinet. Also, another person that was caught up in this whole beef situation, Rick Ross. Yeah.
Nah, he got what he had coming to.
Yeah, Rick Ross. So he recently just went to Vancouver, I think, to perform at a festival.
Yes.
And I don't know if he told the DJ to play the song or it just happened to be coincidence. I think it was just a coincidence where it was like Rick Ross here, Not Like Us playing. You wanted to be part of this. And shit, how far is Vancouver from Toronto?
Vancouver?
Yeah, I don't think they close at all, but I guess
Canada's Canada, bro. You got to rep for your gang.
Right. I guess it's their national pride. Vancouver and Toronto are on two totally different sides of Canada. Yep. Where like if you were to drive nonstop.
Oh, Vancouver's West Coast.
It would take Vancouver. Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, Vancouver is right above Washington.
Yeah. So that's the West Coast opposed to Toronto, which is like left of Albany, Buffalo.
Yeah, Buffalo. Yeah, it's like right across from Niagara. So
yeah, it's all the same shit.
Yeah, so it's just that national pride where it's like if somebody from another country, it'll be like if somebody was like from another country was to say something about 9/11 in Arizona, where it's like no, it's still USA.
Yeah, it's still USA. So, bro, I'm not gonna lie and act like my national pride isn't hurt by this. Yeah. Bro, Rick Ross, who is American, got beat up by Canadians.
Yeah, because
like, fam, that's the craziest. You're a gangster rapper, and you got beat up by hockey folk, and not even in the good part of Canada. You got beat up by like the hillbilly folk, because Vancouver's out there.
Yeah, because this whole Kendrick Drake situation. Watch Drake go down. This was basically their 9/11. So, so
Time out. Not Like Us music video drop is the Canadian 9/11.
yeah, like Drake was in there reading Drake was in there reading them stories, and somebody came in and said, "Hey, the towers just got hit."
I was just thinking 40 rolls up and, hey, we got to talk about something.
Yeah. So, but with
Damn,
this whole Rick Ross situation, right? So he got punched in the face, and then they jumped to his security.
Yo, they beat the bricks off his poor security dude, bro. He just left him there.
I'm not okay. Pepsi is back.
Hey,
And I'm not gonna lie, as a rapper or just a celebrity in general, watching your security get their ass whooped gotta be terrifying.
yo, that's what I'm saying. And then the
'Cause
dude's
it's like-
yelling for help, and you're just looking back at him like, nah, fam, you on your own.
Because if anything happens, that's your only line of defense.
Yeah.
So it's like, shit. I'm watching like the person that's supposed to protect me. He can't even protect himself. I need to get out of here immediately. But then also too, I feel like if you my security and you get your ass whooped, I deserve my money back because you ain't secure nothing.
I don't know if he takes the beating and you get away scratch free. That's doing the job. That's like Secret Service. You know, they got to take the bullet for the president. But if we both get beat up, yeah, you're fired.
Yeah.
They're like, and I do want my deposit back. Like, yeah, that's crazy. Yeah. There's no reason for that.
But that's why with like rapper beefs, you never gotta worry about the actual rapper. It's always gonna be either the entourage or just a fan that wants to get their name or something off of it.
These motherfuckers rolled out of a Tim Hortons on some shit. Gonna fuck you up, bud. That's it. I'm so disappointed in you, Rick Ross. I don't care, bro. You could claim all whatever, bro. You went to a foreign land and caught an L. That's crazy talk.
But Rick Ross, bro, he could never lose. Like, the stuff that he's been able to get away with is amazing.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, like,
but now we publicly have you losing to Canada. Fam, as far as I'm concerned, we need to either beat up Ryan Reynolds, like we need to find us a Canadian on this side of the land and fuck them up. That's the only way we can get our get back. That's the other funny thing too. You know, when people were like, "Oh, you know, this is this generation's East Coast, West Coast shit," I was like, it don't count if it's East Coast above New York. Like, we don't care about that. That's Canada problems. As far as I'm concerned right now, it's America versus everyone.
Right. But also in music, the XXL Freshman list just dropped,
which has been a great list to go over and barely know any names.
I'm gonna let you hear some of this. Wait, I'm gonna let you hear they put out a trailer to these freestyles.
50K on my watch, 30K on my face, 60K on your head if you play then you late. Who you know up score and put on for a state? You can't, just don't play with my folks and you great.
Ain't no happy ending. Ain't no happiness for me. Told my uncle I want to rap. He told me that was just a dream.
I deserve it. I make it worse. I don't care what you're worth. On my block still tell me why would I leave? This shit on my turf.
Coast to coast with them bucks, I'm like the new Giannis. I ain't gotta paint my nails cause I'm too polished.
Bad grades, now they honor me. City hated me, now they all proud of me. And the music kept a smile on me. But the industry fake, they lied to me.
Running through the cash like trash on the deal for an M and I win by the Audemars watch. She ain't even looking away when I was pulling on count of the door and I got her on lock. Play really sweet than a bitch. If his ass wasn't cool, my partner I'll probably run off.
I went to official, I handle my business. I'm outside, let's get it. I call I blocked the new fishing. Cause I'm about to spin it. GB gets to see, he's slamming, he get it.
Imagine if I listened to what they told us. One hit wonder, 15 minutes of fame. A year later, I'm a household name. Damn.
I know you tired of Chick-fil-A. Come on, baby, we eating steak. Crackers getting out, want you to wait for me like I'm Future and Drake.
A country boy, cooking armadillo. I'm from a place that's called Be Careful. Bleed it out, blue and piss out yellow. Don't mess with Texas, Zeus and no bell.
Whoever that was the only, like, all right.
Like, in this list right here, this is basically what's wrong with the public school system right now. This is like, for real, this is like when you throw too many niggas with IEPs together in one room. Like, this shit.
Yo.
This shit was terrible, man.
I got so many questions. Like, one, why is it that they all went a cappella?
No,
because that's not usually how the ciphers work.
No, that wasn't a cipher.
That was the trailer. All right,
that was no, because the way they do it is they have their own individual freestyle, and then they do a cipher together.
Oh.
So, but even with that, right? Come on, Pepsi. Yeah, so they do their own individual freestyle, and then they also do a cipher together, and one rapper defended this by saying, like, what's his name? His name is Lucky. he wasn't part of it, but
Some dude who's not on the list is defending things. That's what I like. That's what I'm talking about. Stand for your people.
no, but I think he is a musician in his own right. Let me see. Is he a rapper also?
See, that's the thing. That's why I hate even looking because I got to go through things like that. Like, is this a rapper? Like, I feel out. No, but I aged out.
Because it's weird. It's like you don't know if these people are rappers or melodic singers or.
That was my question about them going a cappella but still keeping a tempo. Like, it's all right. So this is obviously to a song. Like, you aren't freestyling this. Like,
but even then, right? So,
shout out to Mexican OT for looking like me. Looking like me with a grill in a different shape up. I like it.
So this rapper Lucky, he said basically like, you know, people don't even care about lyrics anymore.
Nope.
So the fact that they still got them doing them, we setting them up for failure. And it's like,
yo, you know what though? You got to wonder if tradition is. See, I hate to even say it like this, but to compare it, but like, yo, remember how we were talking about regular schooling not being adequate for like today's generation? Mm-hmm. There might be certain tactics with these things that have like built as tradition that, yeah, you're right, they don't cut it for these new people. Because that's why I was so confused. I'm like, normally it's like, yo, these are the freshmen. Yo, someone spin a beat, get a DJ, and then everyone just jumps in.
But even so, it was one rapper that, you know, the journalists mentioned it when they was talking about putting together this list. You know, when they put together the list, they have to do like, you know, a photo shoot. They have to gather them all to coordinate who's going to go in what position in the cipher. Mm-hmm. They have to also like, you know, shoot their individual freestyle. And there was one rapper that actually left. Like when it was time for them to do the cipher, he said, "I'll be back. I gotta go to my car and get something." And went to the car and just never came back.
Yo, the idea of having anxious rappers is very this generation. That makes me laugh. Like, he's like, "I'll be right back." And he went out and had a full-blown panic attack in the car. Like, I fuck with that. I get it.
But then, you know, XXL, they defended it basically saying, you know, what did they say? The journalists, they said it put them in a tough spot because it's like now we gave this spot to somebody that is kind of running away and is disrespecting the recognition that we're giving them.
See, that's a very narcissistic way to look at it. Because I'm looking at the capability aspect of it, just like you said. Like, it's the capability. Are you capable of coming up here and freestyle? Are you capable of doing it? Because if not, we chose wrong. You know what I'm saying? But you shouldn't expect it out of somebody like.
But the way I look at it, right? I look at it where it's like with stand up, where it was comedians like the Just for Laughs festival, right?
R.I.P. Just for Laughs.
Where they might bring it back. They might bring it back.
Whoa,
hopefully,
bringing it back.
Hopefully, they said they taking a break this year to get the funds together, but hopefully they bring it back. But it was a situation where I remember a few years ago. It was a situation where like it was like a Instagram comedian, like somebody that built up this huge following. He went on this showcase with actual stand-up comedians. Went on the showcase, did terribly, like bombed really bad, and I think started lashing out at the crowd and like the people that put together the event. And it's like, yeah, you entertain people in this one medium, but it's like, you shouldn't be able to get this type of accreditation or recognition on this level if you can't do what we're asking you to do.
Oh, 100%. If you shit the bed come opportunity time, like I said, I can't be mad at you for it, but I can say that as far as us and those who have chosen you, we clearly, son, there's nothing worse than you going, yeah, man, I'm going to put you up here on the XXL. Now, anyone who's familiar with the XXL over the years, and I'm talking about like I don't know, when the fuck did it start?
It started so the first list was in 2007, but that original list was rappers that was kind of
that was already established. Yeah, I remember that.
Even like even the second list, those rappers were kind of established too. It was like Corey Guns, my guy Ace Hood. I say the real list.
My name Graph, y'all. Graph is on that list.
I say the one of the original lists where it was like these were people that we'd never heard of before. Like on a national level, that 2010 list where it was just type in XXL Freshmen, like I mean just type in XXL magazine like and go to their Wikipedia page because it's on Wikipedia. Yeah, that they got that 2010 list. It was Nipsey, J. Cole, Freddie Gibbs, Big Sean, like that list was solid.
Cole.
Yeah, J. Rock. That list was solid. My favorite list, 2011, with Meek, Saha, Mac Miller, R.I.P., YG, Kendrick. But then
Diggy Simmons.
bro, Diggy was my man. Yo, I got some Diggy on my iTunes, man. Diggy was my guy. But then it kind of started to change over the years, right?
Talking about 2013's list and 2012's list is well, no, actually, you know what?
All these
12 is now 12. I don't know how much that did in the long term damage wise, but 13 is a fucking squad.
bro,
Schoolboy Q, Trinidad James, Joey Badass, Absol, Logic, Action Bronson, Kurt Cobain, yeah, bro.
all these lists were
Chief
good.
Keef, the fuck.
But look, even right, I say the turn kind of started to shift around 2017, where
I'll give you that. Yep.
Cause like, not to say it's not like these rappers, like not to say that these musicians aren't good, but they aren't the most traditional forms of rap. And,
yes, this is when you can see. Yeah, okay.
This is where like Playboy Cardi. This is where you can see is like, all right, we going into the more melodic route.
Yeah, this is the changing of the guard. Yeah, because I'm not looking at A Boogie,
A
P&B
Boogie,
Rock, R.I.P.
And you know, I'm Philly.
Triple X.
I love P&B, but some of these rappers on here, they just, and Amine, that's my guy. I love Amine music. I actually played the Amine song on here a while ago.
Shout out to the Ugly God too. Shout out to the Ugly God.
I say around this time is when it started to shift to the more melodic route. But even then, you still had these rappers, you still had these musicians at least attempting to rap or do the cipher. Shit, even Designer gave us a classic freestyle.
True shit.
So
true shit.
Yeah, man. So we
see, and then look, I feel, and once again, this could all be taste. I'm not trying to take this away, but that year, yeah, the 2017 year, where you felt like it was the changing the guard, and we were stepping into the more melodic hum music. The following year was Ski Mask Slump, Little Pump, Smoke Perp. Like, these are all dudes who, followed that same thing. Trippie Redd, shout out Trippie Redd, because I fuck with Trippie Redd. But, and then the year after that, though, we got fucking The Baby, Blueface, Gunna, Meg Thee Stallion. Like, it was all right. You know what I'm saying? I feel like, but this is the first year where I really don't recognize any single name.
I think the problem is, and
I'm old. I agree. Nah, that's just what it is, bro. Because I guarantee these names, like the fact that I know who Skilla Baby is,
but I don't think.
Shout out Maya the Dawn, like New York.
When I see these lists, it's like you can't even really blame the artist. It's the consumer.
Yeah, and it's also the machine. Like, once again, if you're willing to take in, because the way that you explain it to me, you've done this a lot with comedians too. When I see certain people and I don't recognize them, you go, "Oh, nah, they're big on TikTok," or "Nah, they're big. They have a big Instagram following." Or, "No, they're big on like whatever." And I go, "Oh, all right." But I've also seen guys in a couple different venues, but we'll stick to like comedy and music. I've seen guys who've blown up off like the fucking IG clips, and they go online. And then you see them go up there and they can't do 12. You know what I'm saying? You see them up there and they're supposed to headline and they can't do anything outside of a half an hour without it turning into crowd worker. So I wonder if this becomes the equivalent of that, where it's like, yeah, you see these people getting crazy likes and shit off like whatever little freestyle that, or however they make it look. Because once again, I'm not too familiar with them. But when it comes to live showing and like, yo, step up to the plate, it's freestyle time. Like, you can't do anything. Just like you can get in front of a crowd and you can't make a room you know what I'm saying? That's the equivalent to me. Like, it's the people who are pushing them because they're not familiar with it. Like, oh, what are you talking about? You got this many followers, but like, oh, yo, you can't do X, Y, and Z. Like, that's crazy.
Because it's like you can't really put it on the artist too much, because them not being able to freestyle or not being able to handle a cipher, it still got them the success. So it's like, whatever formula they're going by, shit, it's still working.
Yeah, it'd be great though if he's like, nah, man, I could fucking freestyle my ass off. I just have crippling social anxiety. Like, the idea of 3-4 people in a room just fucking freaks me out. He was like, I was killing this shit in my car over an instrumental, but that's pretty fucking funny, man. But yeah, I guess it's just a younger generation. My question is, does the XXL and this is nothing against them.
No, but
this is just me wondering. Like, is they still relevant? Like, is that still a relevant list? Teach their own.
I'm not going to say it's not relevant, because it definitely still does mean something. But I guess to us, it just feels like it doesn't hold any weight anymore, because it seems like the metric has kind of shifted.
Yeah, but also the delivery of things has also shifted too, though.
No, because like, for example, with the original list, right? It wasn't about, like, when you go back to like the early years of like 2017,
This was a great fucking list too, though.
No, but like when you go from go down a little bit. Like when you go from 27, when you go from the original list in 2007, where these guys, they didn't have Twitter, Instagram. They only had, their marketing was MySpace. To where you go to, 2010, to where these people, now here comes the introduction of Twitter, but even then, they weren't able to post music online. They weren't able to post freestyles. They might have had Instagram, but their Instagram would literally just be a picture. To where now you go to the list after 2014, to where now we entering the era where social media is changing, the SoundCloud era is changing, so it's just the metrics of what they're looking for and what their grade and success has changed. And you, like I said, you can't blame the artist, because shit, we see it with comedy. People like, yo, man, this person is trash, or this person ain't that funny, but it's like, well, I'm supposed to turn down the bag to work on my craft?
Oh, 100%, yeah. Well, I don't know. There also is something about that, though, because there's the people who, yeah, you know what? I guess going for the bag really is, because I was going to say, there's people who I watch, like, die on certain hills where they're like, no, I'm not prepared for X, Y, and Z, so they'll do something that instead of doing an hour, they'll do a half hour. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's plenty of people who are like, who understand it, but then, yeah, you're right. There's probably people who are like, bro, this is as good as it's going to get. I might as well just go for the money.
Or not even just about it being as good as it's going to get. A lot of these people, they got to get out. They have to get out their situation. Whereas, like,
yeah, I'm talking more in reference to comedy. In music, I don't knock anybody,
right?
Just because, once again, I'm not a musician, so it's like I couldn't do what you're doing anyway, and you're getting notoriety. But do understand that, like, there is a romance that I have against, like, or a romance I have with the original, like, let's say, first 3 years. Because, like I said, on the original 2007 one, look at this. You got Gorilla Zoe, Joel Ortiz, Lupe, Crooked, Papoose. Like, just Plies, but I fell in love with Plies for a different reason. Sweet Pussy Saturday was my shit. But I'm just saying, like, look at that list, bro. Those are fucking, and I remember every mixtape that got them on there, every album that got them on there. Bro. Like, that exact list, I remember every single one of them.
The kid in me, you couldn't tell the kid in me that Papoose wasn't going to be that guy. And I'm telling you, man.
Alphabetical Slaughter really did make me change. Like, it made me wish I went to school more.
Alphabetical Slaughter, the Victory Freestyle, You Don't Know. Bro, Papoose got so many hits. Remy Ma, you still gonna pay for that shit.
Yo. New York hasn't been the same since that happened. I want to point that out. Like, New York is really weak. That did something to the energy.
Yeah.
Bro, there was, so Joel Ortiz on that list, and there was a fucking album that he did. And everyone remembers, like, the Bodega Chronicles. That's, like, the whole big thing. But he did an album where he just did, it's called, like, Banging on the Class. I got it on my phone. It's basically digging in the crates, though, where he freestyles for, like, 40, 50 tracks on every old school beat you can think of, coming up from the beat nuts all the way through. And it's just him just spitting. And that, to me, was, that was the epitome of, like, great rap at that point, like, as far as mixtapes were concerned. So now to hear that people can't step into a cypher, it is kind of disheartening. But once again, this music isn't supposed to apply to me.
Yeah. Before we get into the movie, since we talking about artists in the industry and reaching success, and, do we blame the consumer? Do we blame the artist? Hawk Tuah girl just got management.
Yo, I was definitely going with a completely different story, but yeah, you're right. Hawk Tuah girl definitely got management. That shit is crazy.
That shit got crazy as a nigga that shit. You know what I had to do to get management?
Nah, I don't, because I still don't understand how it happens.
I mean, I didn't do it that way, but I ain't Hawk Tuah.
I was signed to Bad Boy before this Bad Boy comedy scene.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like, for me to get management, shit, I had to perform with the biggest comedian in the world.
Yeah.
I had to get passed at the best club in the world.
Yeah.
I had to move mountains to do this. When shit, I should have been on TikTok sucking ear dick.
Yo.
This shit is crazy.
Hard work and all that shit is cool, but spitting on a dick gets shit done. Like, I don't want to be, it sounds like it belittling everyone else's craft, but nah, man, this is how you get shit done. Yeah. Clearly, you just go in there and they giving her a documentary.
Man.
The fuck? You went to Nashville drunk one week and talked about spitting on dick, and now we need to know your background story?
Oh, but so with the Hawk Tuah girl, her name is her name is
Haley Welch.
Haley Welch. She recently signed with a management firm, and they're just gonna like rep her and help her with her social media channels and possibly a possible podcast or show idea, stuff of that sort. But it kind of goes back where we talked about the whole the
56 episode Chronicle lady that got signed.
Yeah, what was it, Who the F That I Marry series. And we haven't heard anything from that, which they say they might be developing it into a show or a movie or something like that. But I always think as an artist myself, right? When you sign a deal, when you sign for like bookings or stuff like that, the next step is, all right, when people pay to see you, they want to see your talent. Mm-hmm. So it's like, what is the talent from this? And like, I'm not hating on her or anything, because it's like, you gotta get your money. Like, if somebody wanna rep you, what you gonna tell them? Nah, I wanna go back to just my regular life in a small town in Tennessee. It's like, you gotta make the most of your moment. But the industry, like we said, the consumers and the people that push the machine.
Yeah.
The people that push the machine, where it's like,
it's rough, because now I'm looking at all the other things of people who just randomly be signed, and you'd be surprised how many of the TikTok celebrities, like, but what do they do going forward?
Yeah, it puts them in a bad position. But also too, I did hear something weird, like, the guys that actually like did the man on the street interview, whereas like they kind of feel some type of way because
as they should
because they aren't seeing any success from this.
Nah, bro, you fucking dubs.
Their podcast or like their TikTok really hasn't
grown because of this.
Yeah, it's like people just went off to her. It's kind of like the situation with, you remember the kid Terrio?
Yeah, bro. Shout out Terrio, man.
Yeah, where how they was pimping him.
He lost mad weight.
Yeah, which I'm glad, because they was doing Terrio dirty. They had this nigga out in a club making club appearances on school nights, and yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy to see Terrio is doing much better.
Swollen up, bro.
Yeah,
fuck that.
But it kind of reminds me of that, because it's like, I know his cousin that recorded that was just trying to make fun of him.
Exactly.
And he ain't getting none of the success from it.
Look at God.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I was thinking with these guys too, though. Like, that it is very funny to be like, oh yeah, we got one because this girl said like some wild, randomly slutty shit, and like, whatever, teach their own. I totally support her and every effort that she makes, but the fact that they thought they was about to run on that one, like, oh, this is gonna be a good one, I bet they seen all their likes and shit going up and they got hyped, and then it turns out like, nah, y'all get no burn from this. Sucks. I don't know. There's an interesting thing to want to see. These guys have never been famous, I guess. Yeah. Like, so this is their first shot, and it's like, oh, a shot and a miss. But then there's people who are famous, and like, I think I'm not sure if it was a Biggie quote where he was just like, yo, making $1 million isn't hard. He was like, keeping $1 million is difficult. He was like, if you make a hit once, he goes, it's not hard to go ahead and make a hit again. Like, the formula. He goes, the problem is staying consistent. Right. So when you run out of space for the lane that you've pretty much either built yourself into or discovered yourself, when you run out of space, what happens next? Right. And then I think that the answer to nowadays has become like more salacious and more like taboo, I guess, as far as things is concerned. Because this, to me, this is a positive situation with the Hoxuba girl. Like, hey man, yeah, sure, you're getting signed to, whatever. She might fuck around, know how to sing. She might be a great actor. We don't know what the actual thing with her is. Opposed to the whole Adam 22 shit, what I'm tight about him having Pop Smoke's killer on the show. Okay. Like, bro, what are we doing this for? Right. Who is this for? Like, do you think that us Pop Smoke, or do you think us on the East Coast needed fucking closure? Like, bro, this is disgusting. It's exploitive. And I'm not 100%. Yo, bro, isn't it a crime? And aren't you a co-conspirator by doing that? Isn't that the whole thing they tried hitting Vlad with a couple times? Right, yeah. Like, I don't understand the extent of, like, when is it enough is enough? And also, bro, you're exploiting somebody's death, fam. And I'm not going to say you're not of the culture, because I'm not of someone to make that argument. Like, that it'd be irony me pointing at you Spider-Man style and being like, oh. But the idea that you would go ahead and do something that I kind of consider taboo.
No, the nasty thing about that Adam 22 interview, right? And I'm not usually one to like kind of say, oh, we need to keep white people out the culture or stuff like that, just because there have been many great white people that have played an important role in hip hop culture, such as, I mean, not even like people always think of like Eminem, but think of somebody like Stretch Armstrong.
I'll do you one about the Beastie Boys.
Yeah.
That's fucked up. Yeah, man. All right.
The Beasties, but like always think about like them famous Stretch Armstrong freestyles where he was letting a lot of our favorite hip hop legends come on the radio for the first times to get they shine on when they couldn't get like mainstream play.
Agreed.
But Adam 22, I kind of put him in that space with like Vlad, where I just don't even pay them any mind.
The danger zone, bro. It's scary.
You know why I stopped listening to Vlad? It had nothing to do with any like thing racial or anything. What made me stop listening to Vlad was he interviewed Ron Browse, right? You remember Ron Browse, Pop Champagne? Ron Browse, you know, he's the guy that produced the Ether beat.
I didn't know that part.
Yeah, so he produced Ether. And you know, at the beginning, it says "fuck Jay-Z," and that person saying "fuck Jay-Z" is actually Tupac. Like he chopped up a Tupac clip where he says that. So DJ Vlad asked Ron Browse if Tupac had a chance to hear the Ether beat before he passed. Tupac passed in '96.
Yeah, that's I was sitting there. I'm like, wait.
Takeover came out in 2001. I mean, Ether came out in 2001.
Yeah.
For him to ask that question, it's like, yeah.
You clearly don't know. Yeah, exactly.
You don't deserve any space to speak on anything going on in our music, in our culture. So that's why I put Adam 22 at. But for Adam 22 to do this, we've already known that like he's exploited our culture. But to do it to this point where like now you're literally profiting off of somebody's death, and then you're giving a platform to somebody that. You're giving a platform to the person responsible for that. So now it gives room to this whole clout chasing culture of, all right, if I could do something to a rapper, and it might not go to the extent of the rapper passing, but if I rob a rapper or if I do this to a rapper or something like that,
there is no lane to this. And as far as the whole Vlad thing, the reason I stopped listening to Vlad is because I'm very close with somebody who was working for Vlad, and they told me that the shit that I was perceiving a certain type of way, that not only was I not 100% wrong, but it was actually worse than what I thought.
Yeah.
So like knowing that that's really how you feel outside of it will bother me, but being that I don't know this person in real life from a hole in the wall, I could just say it's nasty. Bunch of nasty business this week on the internet. Yeah, Michael Rubin party. That's mad funny. People aren't gonna like know that that's like the old.
No, that Michael Rubin party.
I don't know though. If I could be with Meg Thee Stallion, Drake, and Robert Kraft, that's kind of dope.
No, it is dope, but at the same time, Beyonce was there too. Okay. But also too with the Michael Rubin party, what I was thinking about, how long they gonna keep inviting Damar Hamlin?
Yo, that's foul. Like, yo, bro, we seen those numbers. You might have to take a knee, Papa. That's not gonna work.
For real, I've seen your stats compared to everybody else stats around here. We got niggas that's winning Grammys. We got people that's winning Oscars in here.
That's Tom fucking Brady. All right, look at that. That's what you. It doesn't matter what you want. You want to be that guy, and you are not. You are not that guy.
His stat is I live 2 lives.
I kept coming back. That's his stat. I won't quit, which is respectable.
No, but man, we gotta get him the fuck out of here. He don't deserve. Like the first year. All right.
Yeah, you deserve it. You came back from the dead. Yeah. You got that.
But it also made me think of you. This might go on the Patreon. You know you remember the comedian Quincy Jones? Mm-hmm. Quincy Jones, he put out that comedy special. He got a special. He went on Ellen. He had cancer.
Yeah, I remember who he is. Yeah,
it's fucked up that like, so he got this special, right? And niggas was mad at him for not dying.
I don't know, man. But let me ask you a question: Were the numbers you think would have done better had he have died?
I mean, I don't know, but it's like it kind of put him in a lose situation.
Oh yeah,
because it's like now you rush this comedy special where you. Like it might not have been your best material, but you was like, man, I gotta hurry up and put this out before I go.
I'm dying. Yeah. I feel that's a fucking good excuse though. For fucking doing some shit like that.
And then that shit go into remission. You're like, damn, I could have saved that material. All right, before we get out of here, Let me see. Back as usual with another one. Always got to go with the Tubi movie of the week. This week we watched The Temp. In this movie, how you feel about this movie?
I enjoyed the fuck out of this movie. It was a short watch.
Yeah.
The ending was great.
Yeah, this movie, it was only an hour and 16 minutes. Well, like really an hour 15, just with the credits. And this movie, it's a thriller, it's a drama. It's produced by First Dibs Entertainment. Yeah, I love some hood shit.
Hell yeah.
First Dibs Entertainment. This was a good movie, man. Matter of fact, it was a little confusing. It was a little confusing at times.
There was a lot of unanswered things, but I chalked it up to just like great writing for the movie.
Yeah. And the thing about Tubi movies, when they kind of rush the ending, it's either going to be terrible or it's just everything is going to make sense. And
I enjoyed the fuck out of it, bro. I hate to even say it. Like it made no sense, but it made all the sense in the world. Like,
yeah.
You're right. It's usually something where it's like a cliffhanger or it's like a lackluster ending. Nah, this one was alright. This one fucking sufficed.
Yeah, this one was cool, man. This one stars Nakia Briggs.
Kia B.
Yeah, Marvin Young, he plays Jalen Porter in this.
Mm-hmm.
And this movie is about, a secretary goes on maternity leave. And, she was the token white in the movie.
She was the token white in the movie. Yeah. Go her.
Yeah, this movie, I believe this movie, it took place in Houston. So shout out to the Houston Tubi scene, man. Cause
we've watched a couple now that I've been a big fan of the fucking Houston Tubi scene.
The things I like about the Houston Tubi scene is that, similar to the Detroit Houston scene, but just the asses are homegrown. They don't need the BBLs.
Yo, the level, and listen, I don't want to come off sounding crass. So I want to say this with the bottom of my heart.
Oh, that's her whole name.
Yeah, Nakia Briggs, Kia B.
Oh, okay, she goes by Kia B. Okay.
Thick.
Yeah.
Thick.
Yeah.
3 C's, 2 H's. Like, and there's a lot of part of this movie. And the one thing I definitely appreciate about the Houston scene that I've come across so far is they'll have sexually exploitive scenes, but nothing that's like crazy. Like they won't have like the Detroit 2-hour porno things. So this movie was full of a lot of teasing, and her body was definitely built for every level of teasing you can think of.
Yeah,
I once again say that to be as a humble married man.
Yeah, this movie. So the secretary, she goes on maternity leave, and the lawyer, he's trying to figure out who's going to be his replacement. So he has a few interviews come, and then he just decides, you know what, man, I don't have time to go through this process. Just send your best person. And then a replacement comes, and then he later finds out that he should have went through that interview process.
Mm-hmm.
And this one, it was directed by
Jannard Harper.
I hope I'm not pronouncing his name. Jannard Harper.
Yeah, Jannard Harper.
Let me see what other things.
Yeah, I like him.
Okay. So this is in Houston because he has another movie called H-Town, Twisted Justice. Oh, I might have to check this out. Hood Fetish, The Era.
Oh, word? I'm about to say, because I was about to say, I see a 2-parter right here, Bruised and Bruised 2, we can check out, but nah, you just hit, all right, sounds like a good idea.
Bruised and Bruised 2.
I like it. Simple. You know what I'm saying? Simple shit.
Man, yeah, we definitely going to have to check out some of Jannard Harper's work, man, because shit, from these titles and this artwork, I'm definitely feeling this. But
I would have named this movie something different, though. I would have called this, like, the opposite of situational awareness. Yeah. Because this entire movie could have been solved with somewhat situational awareness. But because people like to think shit is sweet, it's the way it turned out the way it did. There's some completely needless scenes in this, too, that I completely appreciated.
Yeah.
I know I'll put an asterisk next to it. Yep.
That was the first red flag.
There's so many in this. And, like, I want this to go out to a lot of the younger listeners that we have, like a lot of the younger men. Just err on the side of caution when beauty and curiosity are combined.
Right.
If she's gorgeous and she's more eager to learn about you, err on the side of caution. I like to chalk things up and say that, like, beautiful faces and curiosity is what brought down, like, the entire Troy. That's what gave the Greece the juice they needed to win.
Bro, fat asses done ruined a lot of empires.
Bro, they have crushed civilizations. Beautiful smiles, big tits have ruined civilizations throughout history. Yeah. So, once again, no thing. And I guess maybe I'm a paranoid person, But like, you ask me one or too many questions, I'm gonna be more standoffish than anything. Cause I'm like, I don't really understand any part of this. And this was a theme throughout the movie where she was very, oh well, what about this? What about this? And he was so quick to give it up because she's bad.
Yeah, if an ass could burn Rome,
that's it.
Yeah,
yo,
it'll take down a nigga in Houston.
If a beautiful smile like that and a pair of tits could bring down an entire empire, bro, you have no chance with your fucking two client list as far as, because that's the other thing too, that he opened up his own his own lawyer firm, and that was like the whole beginning of this. So
I'm gonna play this other scene. So one night, Jalen and his wife decides to go on just a little vacation. She goes away on just a little girls trip, and during this time, the temp. Wait, what's her name again? What's her character's name?
Erica.
Yeah. So during this time, Erica just randomly pops up at his house one night,
ignoring all boundaries.
Right.
Her fiance. Once again, we're changing titles now.
But not even just that. He asks her, "How would your boyfriend feel about you being at my house?" Nigga, how would your wife feel about her being at her house?
Bro, it's the craziest shit. And once again, I'll never understand and I've never been the type to be, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, I'm not that guy. I understand that I'm the sexual icon of this podcast, but like in life, I'm not the most sought after. So the idea of like being in a situation like this where guys in that situation would be like, oh my God, come on in. Me, I'd be like, nah, how'd you say you went through my mail? Like, fam, you know it's a crime, right? Like, I don't want to be... Like, and then also, you're right. You're coming into my home. What if my wife decided to come home early and like kicking the door? Yeah. You're not ugly. If you was ugly, then maybe there'd be a conversation to be had. But like, nah, you can't. Fuck out of here. Your chest is all like exposed and shit. There's no way. There's something interesting about that scene too, though. How much further are you gonna play into it? Because I have a question about it.
Oh no, that was it.
So that scene ends up getting hot and heavy. There's a good deal of movies where I always wonder this in when someone slips something into someone's drink.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so
I don't
want to spoil too much, but
no,
that's fine.
Yeah, I always wonder about that. Like, what are the chances that you don't know this person from like a hole in the wall and you're just taking a shot? What if they have an extremely high drug tolerance? I always think about that shit. Like, you go to drug someone and then like 20 minutes in, they're staring at you waiting for the act, and I'm just smiling like, so anyway, like, they're like, did you drink the whole cup? Like, yeah, bro. I got my own drugs. Like, yeah, I always wonder about shit like that. Like, what if it doesn't work out? A lot of that shit's not thought about. There's also a random scene in here, and like, there's no audio for it really. But I just want to shout out the director for putting it in. It's at 24 minutes and 45 seconds. It's completely unnecessary, the entire scene. If you go on the IMDb, I know you don't have to even click on it, because I can show you this scene right here, because it's one of the keynote photos for some reason in this. So there's an entire scene where the main character's wife is just working out at home. And it goes on for about a good minute and 30 seconds where it's just her dolo working out in the crib. And I go, I don't know what this was for storyline wise, but I appreciate it. Like, go you.
The director just wanted to watch her do some squats.
Bro, there was nothing that contributed to the story in any way, shape, or form. Like, there was no audio in that shit for a minute and 30 seconds. And I'm not mad at it, but like, I get it.
Yeah. This movie, bro, this is why I love Tubi, man. Because this movie, it has a 5.4 rating out of 10
on IMDb.
But that's the thing, you can't. Tubi needs its own scale.
100%. And we're going to be the guys who bring it to you.
Yeah. Because this one, this was way above a 5. I would give this at least an 8.
Bro, I am somebody for... All right. So throughout this movie, you're going to notice that if you're someone who's into like certain plot developments and you're aware of certain things, if you're not like new to how certain movies are written, there's a lot in this movie that I felt gave away. Mm-hmm. Like, they do great with including extra detail, but because of the extra detail that they include in the movie, you kind of see how the storyline's going. When I 100% tell you that the ending did not end the way that I thought it was, it made me appreciate that movie that much more. So, like, anyone who is watching this, it's a short watch. If you can get through the ending, it's totally worth it, because I promise you didn't see that coming.
Yeah.
And it's a good ending because, like we spoke about earlier, there's a lot of times you get left with certain, you get rushed, you get put into a situation where you can't finish it the way you want. Now, this was a great fucking way to end it.
Yeah, man. So if y'all looking for something to watch, man, definitely check out The Temp. It's a nice, if you into that thriller, you want some suspense, you want something, this is the perfect movie to watch on a date night.
This is a great movie to watch on a date night. Like, this is just it. Once again, it's fun. It's got its moments that it's funny. The sex appeal is crazy off the hook in this fucking movie. I give you that.
It's not too graphic.
There is no though they what is the term? Allude. They allude to plenty of sex scenes. There is actually none that are done, which is outside of normal Tubi fashion.
Yeah, they leave it to the imagination. And this is just nice to clean up the palette after watching Run Nixon last week.
Yo. This was a nice palette cleanse. I was able to watch this like in the AM. Yeah, this was nice.
Yeah, this was definitely a good watch, man. And Little Fizz will pay for his crimes.
Yo. Bro, come to find out, then, like, the funniest things, I'm talking to my wife about this shit. I'm like, yo, you seen the Little Fizz movie? Da, da, da. She's like, oh, that's not the only one he has out on there. And, like, she was like, I seen him in X, Y, and Z. I was like, damn, dude, like. Then I asked her if she seen him get beat up, and she was like, nah. So, obviously, that video didn't take off.
But, yeah, if y'all looking for something to watch, please check out The Temp, man. Temp, it was a good movie, and I definitely want to get more in tune on what this Houston scene is building.
The last one that we watched out of Houston was the murder story with the chick that was in high school, whatever, right? That was very well written.
No, the one that was
no, not the graduation one. The one that before that, where it was the dude was in the military and then he came back as a security guard. Yeah, that was a really good movie. And that was shot out of Houston.
Yeah, definitely want to get more into that scene. And also, man, yeah. So just keep supporting these Tubi actors. Check out The Temp. Support Houston. Support Detroit. Support your Tubi actors all over, man.
Yeah, and independent artists, baby.
Yeah. And and keep supporting us. We definitely appreciate y'all support and tuning in every week. New listeners, old listeners, the international listeners. That's what's definitely.
Yo, shout out to y'all for real,
bro. Oh man, we definitely appreciate y'all. And I'm gonna just shout out some of the countries where I've been seeing y'all listening at. We do have a few Canadian listeners, but man, Australia, France, Sweden. Nigeria. Baby. You know what I'm saying? The 3 people listening in Nigeria. We definitely appreciate y'all, man.
And we know it's a bunch of people gathered around one phone, so that's cool. That's dope as fuck. And that's like that in most of those countries. I know that it's like a group of y'all listening. It's not like all y'all have phones.
Right, yeah.
Crazy.
So it's 3 people listening.
But it's half a village.
Yeah, it's actually 50 of y'all.
Yeah, really. With somebody Saturday night, which is dope. You know what I'm saying? Keep that up.
Yeah, man. So yeah, if y'all, just keep supporting us, man. We definitely appreciate it. I said the Patreon will be coming soon. We getting together all that bonus content for y'all. That's slowly building, but I'm telling you, it's going to be something special. So yeah, man. I appreciate y'all. This been a good one. I'm Anthony Moore.
I'm Maxwell.
Pepsi, he finally chilled out.
We miss you, Asante.
Asante, we miss you and we holding it down for you. It's been another good episode of the We Want More podcast, man, and we out.